It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because you guys don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so I know you're watching it. I'm watching it. It's definitely better than season 15 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Guys, I'm talking about Real Housewives of Dallas season 5. So if you've been watching the show, the franchise this season, you know that we had a newbie, Dr. Tiffany Moon. Dr. Tiffany Moon not only came in hot, but it seems like she's ruffling some feathers, but without meaning to. I don't know. We're about to jump into all of that. But guys, just to give you a little bit of background on Dr. Tiffany Moon, in case you missed my interview with Mama D Simmons, Mama D actually came out in my interview and said, I'm the reason that Dr. Tiffany Moon was even hired. I am the reason that today she is a housewife. I actually met her. She was my anesthesiologist. And then as soon as I met her, we started talking a little bit. I realized how great she was. So I called Bravo. I called the man and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And the man said, and wink, wink, the man, I wonder who that could be. The man said, I'm skiing. And she said, I don't give a rip. You need to get down here and you need to meet this woman because I'm telling you, she is going to be the best housewife you've ever seen. And that's what Mama D said. And a week later, she was casted to be a part of the Real Housewives of Dallas. They came down, they filmed her in her home. We all know that her home is beautiful. They saw how lavish her lifestyle is. They see the fact that she's an extremely beautiful, educated woman who is willing to say whatever she has to in order to get her point across. Now, of course, at that time, when Mama D had that interview with me and she said all of these things, I was like, oh, you're trying to give me a build-up and then we'll see how it goes, you know, because you never know. There's a lot of hype. It's almost like every single season when you get a new franchise or a new season of that franchise and all of the cast members come forward and they're like, this is going to be the best, most explosive season ever. Yeah, well, that's probably a part of your contract and you most likely have to talk about how explosive it may or may not be in order to really get the hype going, right? I mean, we do it all the time. We do it with different networks and different franchises. However, I do want to point this out. Mama D did not seem like she was stretching the truth. Honestly, I've loved Dr. Tiffany Moon so far this year. I know that you guys are extremely divided. We all are as Bravo fans, Bravo super fans. But Dr. Tiffany Moon has won me over. She's one of my favorite housewives now to date and definitely one of my favorite newbies. Dr. Tiffany Moon not only came in hot, but really on her first episode when Brandi Redmond, and I know all of us know who Brandi Redmond is. When Brandi Redmond started this season, she was coming off of this awful situation that she put herself into. Let's just say that. She made a racially insensitive video towards the Asian community, and she was slanting her eyes. She was trying to sound cute and funny, and it wasn't cute and funny. Now, obviously, today she understands where that went wrong and why it was wrong that she made the video in the first place after checking herself into a mental health facility. Guys, if you watched last night's episode, you see where she talks a little bit about that. But Brandi Redmond this season is a totally different Brandi. It's really not the same woman that we've grown to love over the last 4 years before this, but she's going through it. Dr. Tiffany Moon made no qualms, if you will, about waiting to address Brandi, address the video, and address the very thing that she explains that she went through in her life, which was racially insensitive bullying, encountering racists, encountering people who were making fun of her, and she let Brandi know right away how she felt about it. She also, though, which was sweet of her to give Brandi the benefit of the doubt, let Brandi know that, hey, listen, I don't feel like you are racist, and I don't feel like you have any malice in your heart. I feel like you made an ignorant decision, and let's just try to move forward and see if we can't be friends. Now, I know this seems like it's getting a little bit off topic, though, and we're going to come back tomorrow with Ika Wong and talk about the Real Housewives of Dallas, talk about this week's episode, but I did want to point out one thing. Last week's episode, when Brandi is on the trip with Dr. Tiffany Moon and the rest of the women, and she actually says to Tiffany, Dr. Tiffany, let's give her her proper title, when she says to Dr. Tiffany, you know, for some reason I feel like this, I don't know, like I don't feel like I'm comfortable around you. I feel like you don't like me. I feel like I can't really be myself around you. And I think as a viewer, talking to other viewers, talking to Ika, actually, we were just texting about this, talking to people all across the board, and even Stephanie Hallman pointed out on the episode, no, Brandi, this is not Dr. Tiffany Moon's problem because she is an Asian woman and she reminds you of your ignorant decision. Therefore, you feel like you have to be on your best behavior because you don't want to be judged for something that you've already done, which really doesn't offend you at all, actually offends Dr. Tiffany Moon, right? So, no. How would that be her fault because you feel that way? Honestly, like Stephanie Hallman said, it seems like at this point what Brandi is doing is she's taking that on, taking on the pressures of how she's feeling, and she's projecting them and delivering the message way wrong to Dr. Tiffany Moon. Actually, it made her feel so bad that she ended up leaving the cast trip and saying, hey, I'm not doing this. Conflict resolution, I understand I'm supposed to resolve things, but my way of resolving things is to step away for a second and not engage. And that's where she left that. But guys, I want to get back to the point of why we started this conversation in the first place. And that would be because Dr. Tiffany Moon has come out and said that it would almost be nearly impossible to film another season of The Real Housewives of Dallas. So it sounds like season 6 will be a no-go most likely for Dr. Tiffany Moon unless production's able to switch up her call times, make her a little bit more relaxed on the hours they need her, but they're not going to be able to do that unless they make her a friend role and then let her come film sort of when she wants. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. She just won't be a part of the show. Dr. Tiffany Moon has actually come out and said some words of her own, so I don't want to put the words in her mouth. I want to say what she said. I missed out on a lot of time with my family while I was filming. That's just the simple truth. I'm not sure if I'm willing to make that sacrifice again because it was really hard for me during filming. She also seemed a little bit hypercritical of herself in the way that she feels like she's being portrayed on TV, or maybe how she's watching herself and thinking back to how she was feeling in that moment, because she feels like she was cranky and disengaged. Guys, don't rip my head off. I'm not the one who said she was cranky or disengaged. This is what she said. Let me just read it for you. As viewers are watching that episode, if I seem cranky or disengaged, please try to remember that I was in an operating room for 8 to 10 hours before I sat down for that filmed dinner. She followed that with saying sometimes things got a little bit murky for her because she felt like she spread herself too thin. Now, guys, if you watched this past week's episode, and again, we're going to talk about it tomorrow with Ika Wong, but Mama D said it best. Mama D said it best in the interview, and Mama D also said it best on the episode. When she talks about the fact that, you know, Dr. Tiffany Moon is an extremely busy woman, Deandra, her daughter, steps up and says, you know, we all have busy lives. Mama D said, no. You don't have a busy life when you're over here shopping. Half of these women don't have jobs. Buying Barbie clothes or furniture for your mansion is not a busy, hard life. But being an educated woman who is working 8 to 15 hours a day and then working even more by filming, not being able to see her family, having other people's lives in her hand while she's operating on them on a table, but then also going out and drinking at a dinner party after to come back and operate on more people the next morning, being done with her second surgery by almost 10 o'clock in the morning. This is, Dr. Tiffany Moon is very busy. She's inundated with requests all across the board. She has everyone kind of ripping her in every direction. And sure, she did make the conscious decision to join the Real Housewives of Dallas. I think not necessarily knowing what that would mean as far as how demanding it would be of her time. But now that she knows that, I think that's why she's coming forward and saying, listen, another season would be nearly impossible. I don't think I would be doing it, especially if it's anything like this past season that I filmed. There's no way. Now, again, guys, Dr. Tiffany Moon is not the only one who would potentially be leaving the show, but Brandi Redmond came out and gave a big thank you speech on Instagram to all of us too. She let us know, thank you for letting me be a part of your lives. Thank you for letting me let you into our lives. This has been an incredible journey and I've had so much fun. But as I move forward, I would like to focus my time on my family, my husband, my kids, and just be the best Brandi that she can be. I have a feeling that obviously we won't be seeing her for season 6, but also, guys, we have to remember, not only did Brandi check herself into a mental health facility after that video came out that she made, I know, so you don't have to say, well, it's her fault, she did it, and then she tried her best to fix it, which doesn't make it right, but she was doing what she thought would be the best thing to do. Other things happen along the way too, you know? Unfortunately, her mother-in-law passed away in a car accident with her daughter in that same car. Her baby was born. She brought a new life into this world. I mean, this woman has had a roller coaster of a year, not to mention coronavirus, the pandemic. It's just been a year for all of us. I know that we all have our own individual things that we go through, but you know, if we try to empathize, sympathize, and put ourselves in somebody else's shoes sometimes, I think we can see that everybody has their own things going on. And right now for Brandi, the best decision for her might be to step away from the spotlight, step away from the cameras, and really focus, hyper-focus on being a great mother and wife. That's why we brought her on the screen in the first place, because that's what she was. She was this fun-loving mother and wife that we love to watch. I think maybe over time you might lose a little bit of that. So yeah, maybe it's important that she focuses on that again, and hopefully we'll see her in the future soon. However, for season 6, I don't feel like we will be getting her back. And unless Bravo makes some serious alterations to production, the schedule, and filming Dr. Tiffany Moon, I don't necessarily think she'll be back either. I'm so curious though what you guys think. I read all of your comments. I love what you say. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, show some love, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and let me know what you think. If you had to keep one housewife, would it be Brandi or would it be Tiffany? And also, do you care that Tiffany would be leaving after one season? Do you understand why she would be leaving? Guys, you give me paragraphs in the comments and you let me know. You rip my head off. You put me back together like a Lego house. I love it. So I want to hear. Go ahead, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.